Hey guys, so if you want to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. If you want to follow me on Instagram and look at my Amazon storefront, I will link everything linked down below in the description box. Wow, my brain's not working. First off, I am almost 21 when I'm filming this. When you're seeing this, obviously I am. Number two is that I'm trying my best to explain things. It will be very hard, and I will warn you a lot of the time saying it's not the greatest example. I'm trying my best to explain it to you guys. Three, some of these are like kind of sad, also very confusing. I'm not the greatest person putting my words to my thoughts. Thoughts to words, however it works. Starting off with number one, I have a list. Not everyone has to like you. That list is so hard. For me, it's still so hard to grasp. Like, I get it. Not everyone has to like you, but it sucks. And it's just like, I want people to like me, like, because, you know, I think I have a good personality. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't have any friends. Number two is people are focused on themselves more. Obviously, pretty freaking obvious. A lot of these will be pretty obvious when I was younger, but like I didn't fully grasp it. For example, if you're like in school and it's like, oh, I'm super nervous to make friends, and the other people are super nervous to make friends, obviously. So then you're worried about your clothes, your hair, and then they're also worried about their clothes or hair or whatever. And it's like people are worrying about their own stuff going on in their life, and they're not always worrying about you. I hope I'm trying to that explained. I think I am. I don't know. Number three is people aren't as open-minded. When I say this, I'm more talking about with invisible illnesses or with doctors or school systems, stuff like that. It gets kind of like vague, but you know, I'm gonna explain it would take a lot of time. Number four is school systems don't typically care about you. Now, if you have like an insider person or you have a shit ton of money and you donate to the school, you can typically get your way with the school system. Sadly, that's how it works. That's corruption. Whether you use it for good or bad, that's just how it works. Number five is remember the bad stuff more than the good stuff. I think this is pretty obvious, especially with trauma, like I do. But yeah. Also, my brain typically likes to obsess over the bad stuff. Number six is life sucks ass. This is pretty much true for everyone, depending on when you learn it. If you learn it pretty quickly, or if it takes a while for you to realize that not everything is really nice and fun and like rainbows and glitters and stuff like that. Number seven is some dreams are meant to be given up on. This one's kind of really hard for me to explain it to you guys. I'm gonna try my best. For example, I wanted to be a mom. Now, was that like a super hardcore like dream for me? No, it was like, oh, maybe I will be a mom. Like I thought about it. I thought I would be good. But then I realized as I got older that like realistically, I can't take care of a child. Even if I had like nannies or like a partner, like I could not, in good conscience, raise a child, foster a kid or whatever. I could not do that in good conscience. Like I would love to, but I just know for me, like I don't think I would be the greatest. I could mentor someone, but like having a kid of my own and being responsible of like their entire life, that seems like scary. And it's like maybe that's just because parenting seems such like a daunting idea, and you know I've seen my parents do it, but also it's just like I know that's one of my limitations, and I just know for me it can't be done. I know it's kind of sad when you think of that, but I'd rather not bring a child into this world or cause more harm to someone that doesn't deserve that. I hope that makes sense. Number eight, I have like this list going on. Oh, unorganized. Is time doesn't always heal wounds. Kind of hard to explain. Also pretty obviously you always hear like time heals everything, but it's also what you do with that time. For me, I tend to obsess over things, so it took me a really long time for me to not forgive my sister. I mean, I forgive, but also to let go of the anger. I have an instant in my head, but obviously, that's between her and I. But I will say when she left the house to go to her internship and job, for me, all that anger released. Somehow, I don't understand. I'm just assuming because we were both triggers to each other that we both were like happier. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Number 9 is the world is cruel as hell. Kind of the same thing as like life sucks, but this is more, you kind of have hope for the world of like changes you can do and the people you will meet, and then turns out you realize people suck. Things happen, and also you will get a lot of no's and sad things in life, which is normal, but it kind of dampens your mood and your outlook on life of how you want to change or whatever you do. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Again, I'm gonna keep warning you guys if what I think sounds good in my head, and then I realize it doesn't sound like what I'm trying to explain it. Also, I suck. Words just, I don't know, but words, I will say. Number 10 is good food is so bad for you. Meaning, like, pastas and stuff like that, but, like, they're so yummy, but, like, I just want to eat them all. I don't have the greatest food portion control. But also, like, I wish I could think of food as not yummy and its food as fuel and not be so tempted by yummy stuff. I wish I wasn't a sweet tooth. I wish I didn't like all the like sodas and bad stuff. Obviously, I could like limit myself, and not have that. But I'm sorry, it's just really hard to say no. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I'm good, and most of the time I just end up caving into my cravings. I'm trying to think of number 11. Yeah, sorry, my brain's not working. Number 11 is heartbreak. Comes in all forms, obviously you can tell, but I never realized that like a friendship breakup hurts so much more than a relationship breakup. Maybe it's just because I've never been in a real relationship, and I guess if you start friends and then go into a relationship, it kind of is at the same time you're losing a partner and a friend. I guess I've never experienced that, so maybe that will change for me. But I just think that one is really hard. But also, if you lose a pet or you lose a family member, obviously that's heartbreak. But like, you wouldn't think that as like heartbreak, I guess. Maybe that's just my thinking and I'm kind of like dumb in thinking of that. Number 12 is you can't help everyone, and I wish I could. Meaning not about like the homeless, obviously that's gonna take a long time and a lot of like people to help, but I'm more talking about people around you. For me, example, it's really hard to help me because my mind I typically don't change the way that I think, and that is really hard. And I have to get working on that. I haven't tried DBT therapy, but apparently people say it works. I have no idea. Number 13 is you can't make people change their feelings. Obviously, this one's really freaking hard for me. Still, I've gotten better at it with my siblings, saying like I used to want them to like me and love me, but obviously as I grew up and they grew up, it changed. But also, depending on, sometimes you don't get along with your family. Number 14 is enjoy moments with family members or friends or whatever. Obviously, but I'm talking about like the really good moments, the ones that you think about and you have just like the biggest laughs or whatever. Remember that, because that's what I think I will always think of. Excuse me. For example, like me and my mom, I always like to say like punch back, punch back, and if she does it, I say like darn or something like that. Like I will always remember that memory. Number 15 is kind of morbid. Have an idea of what your future will look like. This one's kind of complicated for me to explain. I'm gonna try my best. Is, let's say you have a friend or whatever that says, "Oh my gosh, I really love that hair clip" or something. It's like, and maybe you don't want to give it away because you still are using it or whatever. Or maybe, you're towards the end of life or something like that. I don't know. Not the greatest example for me to tell you guys. But you write like a note saying like, "Oh, I want to give this person the hair clip. I want to like give some money to like my mom or my sisters, like maybe it's not legally binding, but like you have like somewhat of a plan so that if you don't have a will at the very end, it's like not everything, like not all your money goes to like to the bank or something. Maybe I have no idea. I'm not a lawyer, so maybe it won't work at all. Number 16 is doctors can be shitty. I'm really lucky in that department that I've only had one bad experience. I mean, I had another one, but it's not her fault. She was very kind, very nice. It's just I had an ear infection. I was getting my ears cleaned out, and to be honest, I don't think she was really the greatest. But also, I was in a lot of pain, so I had someone that I liked, and sadly, that person was busy or out. But besides that specific instance, I wouldn't call that like a bad experience. It was just the person wasn't right for me. I did have like a bad doctor experience with a GI doctor, and I didn't even realize that. It was from my finding everything with my sickness, which I thought he was really nice and kind. Turns out he wasn't, and he thought I was on cray cray. Number 17 is learning to be okay with your thoughts. This one's really hard for me to explain it, and it kind of can go off the deep end like me. So when I was really sick, I was okay to be alone with my thoughts. Obviously I would get stuck in them forever and ever, and you don't want to do that. But you need to be okay like being alone. I guess some people, I guess that's like how I should have put it. Worded it is like some people really don't like to be alone, and some people do like to be alone. I guess introverted, extroverted or something, but meaning more like I need lots of people. I need lots of like stimulation so that I don't feel like I'm sitting alone with my thoughts. Like I don't like this type of feeling. I guess that's what I'm trying to explain. I hope you guys understand that. Number 18 is don't try to be perfect. I'm lucky in the fact that I don't have perfectism. I'm not perfectist, right? My sister is. But for me, it's more like I want to try to be, I don't know, I guess like school, but like mine wasn't super focused. Like I have to be the perfect student. I have to get all A's. It was more like I have to do okay, and I have to make my mom proud, but like not super obsessive over that. Like I don't know how to explain that without making it sound like I have to do everything exactly like 110%. I don't know how to explain that. Number 19 is learn what red flags to avoid with friendships, maybe families, and dating, Maybe sometimes it's really hard because you don't know, or you don't have the greatest upbringing, and you don't know until you get older or someone tells you, hey, this is not okay. But I'm more talking about like, let's say someone like ghosts me. It's like, I don't like that, and then you keep going back to them. It's like after like once or twice, and it's like, no, I know my own worth. Like I know that they're gonna ghost me, so why do I keep going back? I guess that's what I'm trying to explain it. And I'm not the greatest, I'm sorry. Number 20 is if you want to do plastic surgery or something, do it because you want to do it, not do it because someone told you, saying like, hey, you have a really ugly nose, you gotta get it fixed. Now obviously this comes with like trauma and like you were bullied or something. That one I can kind of understand, but if you have your own insecurity with yourself, and obviously with that and then bullying on top of that, but if you want to get it so that when you get it fixed, that you can go show people and say like, hey, I got my nose fixed, I'm perfect now. Don't do that. Do it for your own self, to heal yourself, to say like, I do it for me and I know I won't regret it. That's how I'm trying to explain it. Last one is 21. be prepared with stuff. Meaning, like, let's say you have periods and you need to be prepared. Obviously, this one's pretty obvious. I'm saying obvious a lot. Like, bring pads or underwear or, like, tampons or, like, panty liners. But let's say you're going to the airport. Like, be prepared to have, like, a paper ticket, maybe, like, 2 paper tickets in case, like, one gets lost. Like, have, like, a plan in the sense, like, God forbid something happens, you have, like a backup plan. I don't know how to explain it. Of course, be prepared in the sense of like have things that are in your purse or your bag, but an emergency, you know, okay, I'm panicking, but I'm not so badly panicking. I have some stuff. I have like some things that will hold me over for some time. I'm not the greatest, I'm sorry. Maybe this is like one of the stupidest ideas I've ever came up with. But I hope you guys like this, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys!